Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hola a todos. Yeah, I still got to do the countdown. That allows people to come in and to get notified that I gone live. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
3, 2, 1, live. Cool.
Welcome back, Fun Fam! And if you're brand new to the channel, welcome in to follow the Bradley's Fun. The Daily Dish with me, Ronnie Bradley, that's me. And I hope that wherever you are out there in the world, you are having a phenomenal day. Speaking of the day, as of the recording of this and this live stream, it is the 24th day of September, 2024. So it is 9/24/24. or 24/9/24, depending on what country you're in. So there you go. There you have it. And if you're coming on in this morning, make sure on your way in you pop that like button. We appreciate that. And if you're watching us on the replay, pop that like button there too. And if you haven't done so yet, consider subscribing to the channel. And click the notifications bell, because when you click it, you stick it to that YouTube algorithm and you get notified of all of our uploads here at Follow the Bradleys Fun. And I hope that we are having fun this morning. There are so many things that I have on my mind right now. Oh my goodness gracious. Go and Shogi. Oh my goodness gracious me. They took away your membership powers. We are starting right off the bat with $20 from Go and Shogi. Thank you so much, Go and Shogi. We appreciate that. Hey, we're going to celebrate, and then I have a question to ask you but I got to run through and welcome everybody in. But let's we got this right away, so let's just start off right off the bat. It's always good starting right off the bat with our celebration. Let's go.
Too much? Too much? It's perfect! Wahoo! Oh, this is too much! Give me a break, I couldn't be more excited! Okay, this anticipation, it's making me mental. But if they say yes, you can be on the show. I think I would go so crazy.
And we are back in the saddle again. So the way I'm doing my show now, and it's a little bit convoluted, and I'm fuzzy on my screen, I don't know. But the way that I'm having to do this, and I gotta check. Am I connected properly to, yes, okay. Got that. Yeah, okay, good. All right. So I'm actually doing the show through my cell phone. I know it sounds weird, but that's how I'm getting, even though it's not the clearest picture, it seems like it's getting me smoother. I'm not moving around. So that the max headroom effect was coming from using my cell phone attached to my computer as a webcam. There was interface between the cell phone and the computer. I'll have Tom F look at that at some point in some time. That was making that shaky. So now what I'm doing is, to make the picture smooth at least, is running the stream through my cell phone and then monitoring it through my computer. So I'm doing all the producer stuff through my computer, and actually this is my cell phone that I'm pointing at right here, and that's doing it. I wonder if I get a better signal if I actually go off Wi-Fi. Let's see what happens. Going off Wi-Fi. And I'm back. Okay. Maybe it's better. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, we will try that for this morning. Still not a great signal, but it has to do with my location. So I've been trying to work with green screen to see if I can change some things there for the background. And what happened this morning is I found out that at least through the browser that I'm using on my cell phone, I can't use green screen for the background. Still sounds good? Yes, good. Glad to know. Slightly clearer picture and still sounds good. So, yeah, I'm just trying to get it best as I can for you all. And let's see here. Let's see who all we have in the house. Little Mouse 27. By the way, congratulations to 80s Man and Little Mouse 27, who I know won some trivia last night on the WDW Pro 100,000 subscriber celebration live stream. That's a mouthful. Caffeinate up, everybody. Caffeinate up. Putin's cat says America in general has an alcohol problem. It prevents us from advancing. I don't disagree with you. That is why in our upcoming situation that we have coming up in November, we have a choice between a clear-headed individual who doesn't actually drink alcohol at all, or a person who appears to perhaps be under the influence of alcohol 24/7. Could be wrong, but that's the appearance. Anyhow, just saying. You ever been around people, and they just like start cackling out of nowhere because they're under the influence, and that's just how they are. Some people are like that. They don't have a reason but to cackle. Go and Shogi, good morning, and thank you so much for the support, the gifties, the supers, yes. We appreciate all of that. Saying hello from the road. Can't respond, Tom F. That's okay. And Native Hawaiian says aloha. Good morning, y'all. Good morning, Mom. Hi, Mom. Good morning. And my beautiful wife, who is, we are working together with our son to get his student situation, his educational situation worked out. So he loves education again. He was doing great at the end of the year last year, and he's just having a challenging time adjusting to middle school, which, that's understandable. Hola todos. Putin's cat. Yes, the 5-minute countdown always has to be there to let people come in the door. So when it's a replay, hopefully people just skip right over that. But I'm kind of going to work on some things to see if I can take some of the snippets out of these videos and make them into videos so people can get the information without necessarily having to throw in the replay. But we'll see. We'll see how that works out. And yes, there is the time. Might want to update that Kevin Sorbo vid. What happened with Kevin Sorbo? Is there something I need to know? I don't know. Good morning, Ron. I have made it to the next round of NBC's The Voice. Congratulations, Mr. Fulton Mraz. And then we had, of course, Go and Shogi dropping that 20 for the celebration. Oh, my goodness gracious. Me, thank you so much, Go and Shogi. All right, Putin's cat has to run. And Sue is coming in. Thank you for dropping in. I'm just, hey, I don't know if that's it. We were in a movie together. That's all I know. I don't know Kevin very well. I just we were in a movie together, and just like me and Dean came on a movie together. So, yeah, I was gonna say nothing wrong with Kevin Sorbo. I mean, like I've done movies with. He's a little wacky on Twitter. I don't really see him on Twitter. Maybe I don't follow him on Twitter. I don't know. But he's I can tell you that in person, he's super, super nice. His son's really, really nice. Both Kevin and Dean have great sons, and their sons are close to the age of my older son. So we mostly get along as fellow dads who have sons about the same age, more than anything else. So yeah, very, very cool. Yeah, it's just it's part of my history, who I am. But thank you everybody for coming in the door. Thank you, Go and Shogi, for that super duper support. And I think we can celebrate that. Um, I think we can celebrate that again with let's do a shorter version of the celebration, because I like to let people know that whenever we do have any support like this drop from you guys, obviously the show is free. You do what you want. But when we have support drop, we love to celebrate you all, because you are the energon that keeps this transformer rolling down the road. Autobots transform and roll out. So we will do a short version of the celebration for this one.
Is it too much? Too much? It's perfect! Wahoo!
Oh, this is just the best of my scene.
Right, and we're back. Yeah, let's see. Our internet signal's not perfectly on point today, but that is what it is. My initial plan, like I said, was to green screen this thing. I had a whole cool background that I made up, and then I couldn't green screen it from a cell phone. So 'tis what it is. But we're talking about today a story out of, it's not just a story, it is an actual news item that I'm actually going to find it here. Do Disney Springs. Let's see if I can find this. All right, so this story is bothersome to me. I'd love to not do it. I'd love to not do the story. But the reason I'm doing this story is to reiterate again how much the Walt Disney World Company, that I love Walt Disney World. I shouldn't say the Walt Disney Company, okay? I still love Walt Disney World, because here's the thing about Walt Disney World. Eventually, all of these little changes may add up to me saying, you know what, I'm done. I'm done with Walt Disney World. I cover it here because it's my job to cover it for the news. I still like going to Walt Disney World. And I was going to ask Owen Shogi, and we're going to talk about this probably not on today's show exactly, but because I want to actually talk to Owen Shogi about his experience. But Owen Shogi, you can maybe make some comments about it. A recent experience that you had, I believe, over at Disneyland. And my thing about it is, I want to do a whole video about where this admiration for the Walt Disney Company came from over the years, and why going to Walt Disney World or Disneyland or Disney Park in the United States is almost somewhat has become kind of a rite of passage for kids, for not for everybody, obviously. Some people grow up and they don't even like Disney. That's fine. But with the brand, the girls always liked the Disney princesses. I'm going to switch back to Wi-Fi. Okay. So, yeah, so this is what Go and Show You is saying. The quality is gone. Customer service does not exist anymore. I want to do a video on what made Walt Disney the company, not the man, but the company. What made it what it once was at the pinnacle. I don't know when the pinnacle was, because there's been a roller coaster throughout the years of the Walt Disney Company. It's gone through ups and downs. After Walt's passing, there were a lot of issues during Walt's life. There was bankruptcy. The company has always been plagued with challenges, but I would say its heyday was probably the 90s, maybe. In the early 2000s, obviously great. I mean, I can't tell you how much I wanted to be a cast member back in the day. Entertainment cast member had been my dream when I was younger, because I worked in entertainment, and I've never worked in entertainment specifically for the Walt Disney Company, although I did entertain when I worked at the Walt Disney World Resort. But that was not my role or my title. It just, when you work with guests, that's what you do. I believe that I was expected to be an entertainer, and so I entertained. But the company started to decline pre-pandemic, but we've really noticed it post-pandemic, especially at Walt Disney World. And this story today goes back to Walt starting Disneyland. So Walt Disney, when he went to his wife Lillian and said, I want to create a theme park, and then he tried to explain what it was that he wanted to Lily, and she said, like a carnival? I don't want that stuff. The kind of people that go to carnivals were the hooligans. I don't know. Maybe that's the word they used in the 1950s, but whatever. Whatever word she used, I'm sure it wasn't a way to denote people as the best quality of people. And pardon me, sorry. Walt said, no, I want a park for families. I want a place where 3-4 generations of families can be together at the same park and all enjoying the same things. The kids, the grandkids, and the grandparents can all be there together enjoying. And so if you go to the Magic Kingdom or you go to Disneyland, so many of the rides are slow, dark rides, specifically because you can have everybody on those rides. As a matter of fact, my youngest son, Xander, his first ride was on The Little Mermaid at the Magic Kingdom, because I was able to hold him in my lap. He was only a month old. He didn't know he wrote it, but it was great. And it was so cool. And Walt wanted to build a park, a place, but for families to go. And Lillian insisted that there be no alcohol at the parks. Now, it's kind of funny because back then smoking was not the big deal, that it wasn't considered by society the big deal that it is now. Like, I guess everybody smoked. I don't know. I wasn't alive in the 50s. I know that in the 80s, as a 12-year-old, I could go to the store and buy cigarettes from my parents if I wanted to. I didn't do it, but I could have, because other friends of mine did. And then smoking became a real big deal overnight and was banned in a lot of places, and that's fine. I don't mind that, because I don't smoke and I can't stand smoke. But point is, in the 50s, it wasn't considered as big of a deal as drinking. So Walt never wanted alcohol at his parks. Lily never wanted alcohol at his parks, and that was the case when Disneyland opened. No alcohol. For many, many years, the Magic Kingdom, when it opened, didn't have alcohol, but it was a huge resort, and it was understood that that there would be bars and things for the adults and restaurants for late nights at the resorts, at the hotels, but not in the parks. And then they built Epcot, and Epcot was around the world, and that's very difficult to showcase. And it had a lot more adult themes, and they started introducing alcohol into the parks then. but it's gone nuts. It is the Disney World and the Disney company has become everything that Walt did not want his company or his parks to be. So some of the comments on that. Go and Shogi says the quality is gone, the customer service is non-existent anymore. Those old Disney standards used to be something I'd aspire to myself. I still do. I want to provide the best I can to customers without robbing them blind. Absolutely. Absolutely. As a matter of fact, I used to go other places and compare the other places to Disney standards, then I can't do that anymore. So we have a shopping a grocery store called Publix here, and Publix has pretty high standards. We would call them almost Disney standards. And they still do, actually. Publix is great. But they've kept their standards up. Hello, I grew up a Disney kid. Izzo's place. Most of my trips to Walt Disney World were from 85 to 95. Yeah, so the good old days, man. And mine were from 80, I would say 80 to 90, although 77 was the first year that I went to Walt Disney World. And then we went back, I think, in 1980 and 82, a couple other times when I was a kid. But I saw Epcot, and then I stopped going to Disney as a kid prior to MGM being built, which is now Hollywood Studios. But most of my trips were from 85 to 95. It's so far gone from what it was. I really don't think I'll give them any more money unless there's some radical change. I understand. I live here now. I moved here. I didn't move here because of Disney, but it was a big incentive that when I first came, in 2009, Disney was freaking fantastic still. It had not gone downhill at that point. And there were a lot of good things that started happening even in the early 2010s, and things that I wasn't opposed to and things that I liked. It's gotten different, especially lately. But I guess early in 2009, when I first moved here, I guess that was still early somewhat in Iger's tenure. And he hadn't really done anything to affect the parks quite yet. This last trip was the last one for me. We paid so much and got so little in return. And that was to Disneyland, correct? Yeah. And then, yeah, it's gone off the wall. Epcot has turned into a gigantic open-air dive bar. Uh-oh, my wife said she missed the celebration video. Oh, no. Let's put it back up there. Go and Shogi. I got to do this. My wife wants the celebration video. My wife gets what my wife wants because she's my beautiful wife, and she deserves it because she has to put up with me.
Too much? Too much? It's perfect! Wahoo! Oh, this is too much. Give me a break. I couldn't be more excited. Okay, this anticipation. It's making me mental. But if they say yes, you can be on the show. I think I would go so crazy.
Yes, you got to dance a bit. That is true. That is true, man. That is true. Appreciate that. So, yeah, and that's a good segue for where we're going, because I want to see if I can share. I can share. What I want to share, which is the article, and we're going to get to that. I'm trying to look up some pictures first that I can share with you. If my internet will cooperate with me. Cooperate internet. All right, so we're going to go to Candy Cauldron. All right, so how many of you out there in the chat are familiar with Disney Springs that used to be called Downtown Disney? We are going to talk about a place. Well, I think that I think the picture that I'm about to show is the sign is going to be very different than what it used to be. So, you're welcome, baby. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So Native Hawaiian says, go and show you haven't been to DLR since we moved to Texas in 2020, but very last time we were there, it was filthy, literally and figuratively. 9 10 adults at the Oogie Boogie Bash had yellow alcohol cups, some stacked. Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's loose trash everywhere. Disney is really becoming, it's going downhill. It's almost like Six Flags. Here's what I want to show. I just feel like, so Disney Springs used to be Downtown Disney. Downtown Disney, they used to have a section of it called Pleasure Island, built for adults at night specifically. You actually had to pay, I think, an entry fee or something like that to get in there, and then you can go to all the clubs. But it was like a clubbing place for adults specifically. And then they realized that actually didn't work out so well, and Disney Springs is now a family shopping center. Sure, there's restaurants and bars and stuff in there. I have no issue with restaurants and bars being in a shopping center that's going to be occupied by a lot of adults, but there's also candy stores for kids, like specifically meant for children to go in, candy stores. And one of them, if I can share this, hopefully I can share this. Let me bring this up to you. There we go. All right. This is called Candy Cauldron. This is on the west end, the west side of Disney Springs. So as you're walking back, if you're at Disney Springs and you're on the end of the property where Cirque du Soleil is, that is where this store is. Candy Cauldron. This is an older shot of it. I think they changed the sign. That used to be very, very cool, very themed. As you can see, it is the Wicked Queen from Snow White, and she's transformed into a witch, and she's dipping the apple in caramel, and it was kind of fun. And that whole thing, there actually was a statue of her inside. Yeah, look at this. Disney even has 2 dark rides, one across from the other, warning about drinking and recklessness. Mr. Toad and Pinocchio. Those lessons are going unheard. I remember Pleasure Island. Yeah, there was some Adventurers Club. There were some things that people love there. Yeah. So this is Candy Cauldron back in the day. And let's see here. And this is Candy Cauldron more recently. This is a video that I did, I think back in 2019. And we had just stopped by there. We got this big old Mickey Mouse cookie. That's my son. He is older now. This still looks pretty much the same, this courtyard with food trucks and stuff. And there's my wife doing her video there in the background. And you can see kind of from this picture, if I can bring it up, that's basically what it has looked like until recently. So that is a Candy Cauldron. But Candy Cauldron is supposed to be a place for kids, and now they are doing this. This is out of WDW News Today by Britt Tuttle, updated on September the 23rd. Candy Cauldron to introduce new frozen glaciers with alcohol options at Disney Springs. Notice the store right next to it is the Marvel store. Then you've got the AMC theaters. Yeah. This is so weird. I mean, it's just... It says, with Candy Cauldron set to reopen tomorrow. I think it's open now today. I'll have to go down and take a look at it, but... Disney Springs, we got to take a look at the menu boards inside where new options including frozen beverages with alcohol, alcoholic beverages are being served at a candy store for kids. How much the opposite of what Walt Disney wanted is this? And it's almost hard to imagine. The menu will include new frozen glacier beverages with the option to add alcohol for an additional fee. Options for the non-alcoholic frozen glaciers include Coke, Blue Raspberry, Fanta Wild Cherry, and Lemonade. They could have left it at that. You charged $8 for these drinks that I'm sure are super cheap, but no, you got to put a little alcohol in for $6 more. The non-alcoholic version priced at $6. So the non-alcoholic version, not for $6 more. I'm sorry. The non-alcoholic version is priced at $5.99. And again, they could add a non-alcoholic version priced at $7.99 and been done with it. But no, they have the $5.99 non-alcoholic version. Then they have alcoholic frozen glaciers, and because they can put a shot of something in, they're going to charge $13.50. And it's cheap. It's cheap for them to do. I know this because food service is what I worked at Walt Disney World. Rum, tequila, vodka, whiskey, and cinnamon whiskey. Unfreaking believable. Because with all of the fights that have broken out lately, with all the issues that have happened with guests, that's what we need. We need more alcohol. God. And I get it, the Disney Springs, but come on, is nothing sacred anymore for the kiddos, for the children? Like, do I really want to take my kids in a candy shop where I know that there's going to be alcohol served? It's just weird to me. Another new option is the Cauldron Brew Glacier for $8.99, and additional toppings are $1 each. A cherry poison apple will be available for $10.99. So here it's been closed for the refurbishment. I'm assuming that at Goofy's Candy Company, they're not going to, that's the other end, they're not going to have anything like this. Now, Goofy's Candy Company is on the other side of the property. Disney Marketplace or something is what it's called. And on that side, you have rides for kids, and it's kind of this little section that's almost a very family-friendly section. That's where the Rainforest Cafe is and such. But it's just, I don't know. It's weird. It's a little weird to me. They have, I think, a couple of updated stories here, too, on the site. As far as the soft reopening, following the month-long refurbishment, if you've ever been inside the store, you kind of see what it looks like. You can see the pictures. We didn't notice much change inside. That the cash wraps have been updated. And there's still people, for some reason, choosing to wear masks. I don't know why. They still got the evil witch, evil queen there, and the candy. I'm sure all the prices have gone up too and all that stuff. But Um, it's just another sign to me that shows that the Walt Disney Company is not Walt's Disney Company anymore. And I would love for the company to get back to Walt's vision and his ideals and just some forethought. And like, guys, there's nothing sacred anymore. So many things are about the Disney adults. And I am an adult and I do go to Disney, but we have kids, and that's one of the biggest reasons why. And we enjoy Disney as adults, but I don't think I would qualify as technically a Disney adult. But let's get to these. The reason I don't qualify is because the Disney adults are typically single people who go to Disney for fun as singles and don't have kids. They don't care about. They actually are bothered by the kids at Disney. There are a lot of people, and I'm like, come on, that's Disney ambiance for you, man. All right, so go and Shogi member for 2 months. Just point to the evil queen in her hag form and say, see that, kids? That's what drinking does to you. Yeah. Yeah. They need a full sweep and management to fix things. You are not incorrect about that. I'm worried that if Dana Walden gets in, it's going to be even worse. But honestly, I almost think that we've come to a point where the company almost needs to change hands at this point in time in order to have a chance to be the good that it once was. Why are there only 2 of these start? Oh, okay. But you know what this means? We've got member chats. That means we need to celebrate. Here you go, baby. One more celebration before we take off today.
Too much? Too much? It's perfect! Wahoo! Oh, this is too much. Give me a break. I couldn't be more excited. Okay, this anticipation is making me mental. But if they say yes, you can be on the show. I think I would go so crazy.
Yeah, I don't know that we can dance much to Broccoli Hill. You watch that, and like me, you may lose your thrill. I'm not going to put it up on the show, but thanks for dropping the link and going, Shogi. And also, if you don't mind, if you can drop the link to my wife's channel, who's in the chat, and also her Whatnot store. We are working on raising money for our kids for our son's 12th birthday celebration. So that is always very, very helpful. Broccoli Hill, yes. For those who haven't seen it, go and watch it. It's on the channel. I hope you enjoy it. Share it out. I hope it gives people a laugh. And ironically, the thing that I'm working on right now, and actually will come out maybe today, maybe tomorrow, is a full ride through of Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Thank you, Going Shogi. Appreciate that. So I have a POV ride through of Tiana's Bayou Adventure on my channel. But the one I'm working on now is, the one I'm working on now is the nighttime ride through on Tiana's Bayou Adventure. It's a ride through at night. And again, I reviewed that at night, and it was in fact better than it was during the daytime when it works. It doesn't always work. As a matter of fact, it often doesn't work. But hopefully they get that fixed, because here's the deal. I am as upset as anyone that Splash Mountain went away, but we're stuck with Tiana's Bayou Adventure. And if we're going to have a ride, we ought to have a ride that works. I will say this, though. My son, we went on it for the first time as a family together the other day. It was good. It was a fun time. But I will say my son actually likes Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind better as an 11-year-old. That is just something that I find interesting to know. So that's just his own opinion, and it was fun to hear that from him. I don't know that he ever went on Splash Mountain because it's been gone a while, and I don't know. Maybe, do you know if we went on Splash Mountain together? Oh, Tom F is at the doctor's. Have a good visit at the doctor, and I hope everything goes well for you, Tom F. Appreciate the comment. Appreciate that, Going Shoki. That's awesome. And hey, everybody, we need to contact Team YouTube on X and find out if they can fix this, because apparently this is a global issue with the not being able to gift memberships for some people. I know Staccato DDS is having that issue over on Culture Casino. Speaking of which, we are about to redirect over to Culture Casino. So if you haven't given this video a like yet, please give this video a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and click the notifications bell. Because when you click it, you stick it to the YouTube algorithm and get notified of all of our uploads here and follow the Bradley's Fun. If you're watching this on the replay, please comment replay gang. We are going to direct you over to Culture Casino, and then Culture Casino is going to direct you over to the WDW Pro Show at noon, which is going to redirect you to T3PO Live, which I'll be on, I think, today. I know I've been invited, and if I can make it, I'm going to try and be on the T3PO Live today, so hopefully I can do that. But anyway, at night, Broccoli Hill becomes Barney's. Oh golly, that's funny. Anyway, thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you, Izzo's Place, for being a member for 2 months. Going Shogi for being a member for 2 months, and for dropping that super, which I've somehow lost in the shuffle, but I know that it was up there somewhere. And let's do a really short celebration before we head out the door. We'll do the short version, okay?
Is it too much? Too much? It's perfect!
Hey, this is just the best of my scene.
All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here today and for all the support. And remember, please remember that you guys are the energon that gets me to be able to transform. Ask my wife; she knows I transform when I'm on camera. I'm still the same person, but I try to be, you know, my little sapphire, my little egg of trying to be my best for this few minutes a day. I'm not always at my best. One of these days I may have one of those O'Reilly breaks. You ever see that Bill O'Reilly clip where he's like, I'll do it myself. Oh, he gets all mad. Oh my gosh, that's a funny one. I can't play it on here. I get demonetized. But thank you guys so much, everybody. We're going to redirect you over to culture right now, and with that, we're going to say until next time. We'll see you real soon. Ciao, everybody. Bye.